Imagine buying a brand new car and it breaks down more than any other car in the country. Sounds unbelievable, but it's a real result, straight from the UK's biggest car survey. We checked the data to find the 10 cars UK owners regret buying most, counting down from number 10 to the worst of all at number 1. Number 10, Fiat Panda. New prices start around £14,500, one of the cheapest new cars on sale in Britain. According to the Honest John Satisfaction Index, Fiat has sat near the bottom of UK reliability tables for years, and the Panda's outdated engine is a huge part of the problem. Owners report cold start failures in winter, electrical faults that come back after being fixed, and warning lights switching on for no clear reason. The interior trim rattles and wears down within the first couple of years of ownership. Independent garages say the same faults keep getting booked in again and again because the underlying issue never actually gets resolved the first time. Fiat markets this car as cheap and cheerful. The reliability data tells a different story. Buyers are trading a low purchase price for years of small, recurring headaches that add up in time, money, and trust. If you're considering a Panda, budget for repeat visits to the garage because, based on what UK owners are reporting, they're coming. Number 9, Alfa Romeo 159. Used prices for this era typically run £2,000 to £5,000. That low price hides a serious mechanical trap. The 159's JTS and twin-spark engines use a timing belt that runs partly submerged in engine oil. Specialist Alfa mechanics have warned for years that missing the exact replacement interval doesn't just cause a breakdown, it destroys the engine completely. This isn't a rare horror story. It's a documented, recurring theme across Alfa forums and independent garages that specialise in the brand. Owners also report failing window regulators, temperamental central locking, and dashboard warning lights triggering without explanation. Alfa built this car's reputation on Italian styling and driving character. The engine risk changes that conversation entirely. A missed service interval on this car doesn't mean a repair bill, it means a replacement engine. For a used buy at this price point, that single mechanical fact turns an appealing purchase into a genuine financial gamble the moment you skip one service. Number 8. BMW 3 Series E90 2005 to 2012 diesel models. Used prices for this generation typically run £3,000 to £8,000 today. Behind that price sits one of the most well-documented engine failures in the used car market. Diesel models fitted with BMW's N47 engine use a timing chain positioned at the back of the engine rather than the front, a design choice that makes it far more expensive to reach and repair. The chain and its guides are known to wear out prematurely, and when the chain fails, it doesn't just stop the car, it can destroy the entire engine internally, with repair or replacement bills running into several £1,000s. According to WarrantyWise's Reliability Index, which tracks real warranty claims data on used cars, this generation of 3 Series and its N47 diesel engine remains one of the most frequently flagged mechanical risks among cars from this era. Independent BMW specialists report the same warning. A rattling noise from the back of the engine on startup is often the only sign before catastrophic failure. For a car that built its reputation on being the driver's choice, a design fault capable of destroying the engine itself is a serious history to buy into. Number 7. Jeep Renegade. New prices start around £26,000. Jeep has built its entire identity around toughness, capability, and go-anywhere dependability, which is exactly why this result stands out so clearly. UK owners have rated the compact Renegade poorly for reliability, directly undermining the reputation the brand relies on most to sell cars in the first place. It's a genuinely likeable, characterful, small SUV to drive, with a distinctive look and a sense of personality that rivals from Kia or Hyundai often can't quite match. But personality only carries a car so far if it keeps letting owners down mechanically. And a Jeep that can't back up its own rugged image with real-world dependability is a much harder sell than the marketing suggests. For buyers specifically choosing the brand because of that toughness reputation, this is the exact model turning that expectation on its head. Number 6. Mercedes C-Class used prices for the previous generation, sold between 2007 and 2014, typically run £4,000 to £9,000 today. That low price hides a serious, well-documented engine fault. Certain four-cylinder petrol models from this era used a timing chain tensioner that wears out over time and fails, letting the timing chain slip inside the engine. When that happens, it isn't a simple repair. It bends the valves and destroys the engine completely, often with only a faint rattling noise on cold start as the sole warning beforehand, something a lot of owners admit they ignored at first because it sounded harmless. According to What Car's used car reliability data, this generation of C-Class continues to show up with above-average fault reports even now, well over a decade after production ended, with this specific engine issue cited repeatedly by independent specialists and owner forums alike. The badge still promises premium engineering and a beautifully finished cabin. But a car with a documented history of destroying its own engine from a single worn part is asking buyers to gamble a great deal on a name alone. Number 5, BMW iX. New prices start around £90,000. This is BMW's electric flagship, and on paper it's a genuinely impressive piece of engineering, packed with technology and presented as the brand's vision of where luxury motoring is heading. In practice, UK owners reported a 33% fault rate, with serious problems centred on 3 of the most important systems in the entire car: the EV battery pack, the electric motor, and the infotainment system. Over 60% of the faulty examples couldn't even be driven until they were repaired, and 43% were off the road for more than a week waiting on parts or diagnostics. BMW did cover the cost of every single repair, which is some genuine reassurance for existing owners. But that doesn't change the underlying fact that a car costing £90,000 is leaving a third of its owners stranded on major components. And for a flagship electric SUV, that's a difficult number for the brand to look past. Number 4. Volkswagen ID4. New prices start around £41,000. The ID4 is Volkswagen's own worst performing model for reliability, scoring just 79.6% with a 36% fault rate, the lowest of anything the brand currently sells in the UK. A third of owners who reported a problem ended up paying something out of their own pocket to fix it, in some cases more than £1,500, and a significant number of cars spent over a week off the road waiting for repairs to be completed. Volkswagen built its entire reputation over decades on solid, dependable, unglamorous engineering that simply worked day after day. The ID4 is now the car most visibly testing whether that reputation survives the shift into electric vehicles, and based on what UK owners are actually reporting back, it isn't holding up nearly as well as the badge on the boot lid would lead a buyer to expect. Number 3. Audi Q7. New prices start around £68,000. The Q7 is meant to be Audi's flagship statement of family-friendly luxury, spacious, powerful, and built to reassure buyers spending this much money that they're getting genuine premium engineering in return. Instead, according to the What Car Reliability Survey, it's rated the least dependable model in its entire class, with a 47% fault rate, the highest of any car on this list by a wide margin. That means nearly half of the owners who responded to the survey experienced something going wrong, whether that's electrical faults, sensor issues, or problems with the car's more complex systems. For a 7-seat luxury SUV at this price, that's an extraordinary number to accept. Buyers choosing an Audi at this level are specifically paying for the assumption of dependability alongside comfort and badge prestige. When almost half the ownership base is reporting faults in an independent survey of this scale, that assumption starts to look like exactly that. An assumption rather than something the car has actually earned through real-world performance. Number 2. Land Rover Discovery Sport. New prices start around £47,000. Land Rover has built decades of brand identity around rugged, capable, go-anywhere vehicles, and the Discovery Sport is meant to bring that same confidence into a smaller, more family-friendly package. The trouble is that Land Rover has consistently ranked as the UK's worst-scoring luxury brand for reliability across multiple independent surveys, year after year, and the Discovery. Sport sits right in the middle of that pattern. Owners report a wide range of recurring issues, from electrical faults to sensor and suspension problems, often requiring more than one visit to resolve properly. This isn't a one-off bad result for a single model year, it's a sustained reputation that's followed the brand for a long time now. For cautious buyers doing their research before spending this kind of money, that consistency is precisely what keeps sending them walking straight past the badge, no matter how capable the car looks on paper or in the showroom. Number 1. Vauxhall Corsa new prices start around £19,500, making it one of the most accessible cars on this entire list, and also, according to the Honest John Satisfaction Index, the very worst. The Corsa achieved the single most damaging combination possible in that survey. It was rated the least reliable car in Britain, and in the very same study, it scored the lowest of any car for overall owner satisfaction. 1 in 5 owners reported a fault serious enough to flag, compared with roughly 1 in 50 for the best performing cars in the same survey. That's not a small gap. It's a car letting down a genuinely significant proportion of the people who bought it, and then failing to satisfy them even when nothing specific has gone wrong. When a car fails on both reliability and how much its own owners say they enjoy living with it, in the same independent survey, that's about as clear a signal as UK buyers can get that this is the one to think twice about.